It's really interesting to see how some of these huge global companies, the ones that are really everywhere, are having to adapt to what consumers want these days.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just about selling a product anymore, right? Like consumers are looking at a brand's values,
Yeah,
what they stand for, their
absolutely.
impact on the world,
Yeah, the whole
a
picture.
whole different ballgame. And that's what we're going to be looking at today.
Looking forward to it.
We're going to be diving deep into Adidas,
Oh, cool.
a giant in sportswear, and how they've been handling all this change. And
I think Adidas is a particularly good example.
yeah, and you know what we're going to be focusing on specifically today? It's how they're using something we talk about a lot on this show, market research,
Yeah.
as like a secret weapon to come up with new ideas and products,
Mm.
especially when it comes to sustainability.
Right. And it's
Yeah.
not just about being sustainable. It's about how they figured out that's what people want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've got a fantastic article here from Cognitive Market Research that lays it all out. And we're going to see how Adidas took what they learned from consumers and actually used it to change their products, how we experience the brand, and even their core identity.
Should be fascinating.
So let's jump right in.
All right.
Okay, so first things first, eco-friendly materials.
Yeah, this is huge these days.
Huge. And what's really impressive is not just that they're doing it, but how they figured out that's what people actually want.
Like they didn't just randomly decide to go green.
Right. They used data to make it happen.
Yeah.
So the research talks about all these different methods they used.
What kind of methods?
Surveys to get opinions directly from people social listening to see what's being said online. Even trend analysis to see what's coming next.
So they were really thorough.
Oh, yeah. And the results were clear. Sustainability wasn't just like a nice to have anymore. It was a major factor for consumers, especially younger ones.
Makes sense. Those are the ones who will be dealing with the consequences.
Right. And the really interesting thing, the research showed that people were willing to pay more for sustainable products.
Wow. So they weren't just saying they cared, they were backing it up with their wallets.
Exactly. It's a big shift in how people shop. It's not just about the product itself anymore. It's about values and ethics.
So for Adidas, this wasn't just about doing the right thing. It was a smart business move, too.
Absolutely. They saw a whole new market opening up. And when they dug deeper into the research, one thing really stood out. The issue of plastic waste and its impact on the oceans.
Yeah, that's a big one. You see those pictures of all the plastic in the ocean? It's hard to ignore.
It really hit a nerve with consumers.
For sure.
And that's where Adidas's response gets really interesting. They didn't just make small changes. They went all in and partnered with Parley for the ocean.
I've heard of them.
They're amazing. What they did was take something negative, marine plastic pollution, and turn it into a resource.
That's brilliant.
They created something called Parley Ocean Plastic. Yeah, it's a material made from recycled ocean plastic. Just imagine taking something that's harming the planet and turning it into something you can wear.
That's a powerful statement.
And it wasn't just a little side project. They incorporated Parley Ocean Plastic into their main footwear and apparel lines.
So it was a real commitment.
Oh, yeah. They made it a core part of their business.
Yeah.
And it paid off.
Did it?
Absolutely. The
Yeah.
Parley collection, the sneakers, the jerseys, all of it. It became really popular. It wasn't just the eco-conscious choice. It was a desirable product.
So they managed to make sustainability cool.
Exactly.
That's impressive.
And to really solidify their commitment, they also became much more transparent about their sustainability efforts.
In what way?
They started educating consumers about the environmental impact of their purchases,
Okay.
raising awareness about ocean conservation, plastic waste reduction.
So it became more than just buying a product. It was about being part of something bigger.
Exactly.
Right.
And all of this was happening while another big trend was emerging, the rise of athleisure.
Yeah, athleisure, like wearing workout clothes all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Our wardrobes have become more versatile.
I mean, it's comfortable, it's practical, it makes sense.
And Adidas was paying attention. Their market research showed them that people wanted high-performance footwear that could also handle everyday wear.
So something you could wear to the gym and then to lunch with friends?
Exactly.
And how did they respond to that?
They came out with some really innovative lines like the Ultra Boost and Futurecraft sneakers.
I've heard of those. What's so special about them?
Well, what's really cool is that they managed to bring sustainability into the mix.
So you didn't have to choose between performance and being eco-friendly.
Right. They delivered on both fronts. Take the Ultra Boost series. They're made with recycled materials, but they also have those energy-returning midsoles and a super lightweight design that athletes love.
So they didn't sacrifice performance for sustainability.
Not at all. And then you have the Futurecraft series, which is even more cutting edge.
How so?
They use 3D printed midsoles made from sustainable materials. Yeah, it's not just about looking futuristic. It's about reducing waste and making the shoes last longer.
So it's a win-win.
Exactly.
It's incredible how they managed to balance all these different demands.
I know, right? And here's the thing. These innovations weren't just flukes. They were a direct result of Adidas listening to what their customers wanted and turning that into action.
It really shows the power of market research.
Right. They figured out what people needed, both in terms of performance and their values, and they delivered.
It's a great example of how understanding your audience can drive real change.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about the products themselves, right? The whole shopping experience has changed, too.
Oh, for sure. People want things to be easy, convenient, and personalized.
Yeah, who wants to waste time?
And Adidas has been using data analytics and AI to make that happen.
Interesting. How so?
Well, they're analyzing things like your past purchases, your browsing history, even customer feedback.
So they're really getting to know their customers.
Yeah, and then they're using that information to create AI-driven recommendation systems.
So it's like they're anticipating your needs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And here's the clever part. They're using this technology to promote their sustainability goals.
I see.
So if you've bought sustainable products from them before, or even just shown interest in eco-friendly stuff,
Right.
the AI more likely to suggest those kinds of products to you.
So they're nudging people towards more sustainable choices.
Exactly. It's subtle but effective.
And what about customization? I've heard they're doing some cool things there.
Yeah, they've introduced tools that let you customize your sneakers using eco-friendly materials.
That's awesome.
It's a great way to get people involved in sustainability and make them feel more connected to the brand.
It makes it more personal, too.
And on top of all that, they've got AI-powered chatbots and interactive features on their website to make the whole shopping experience smoother and more efficient.
So it's easier than ever to find and buy sustainable products.
Exactly.
It's amazing how much they've embraced technology to enhance the customer experience.
It all adds up to a stronger brand identity, right? When a company shows that they're listening to their customers and taking action on things they care about.
Yeah, it builds trust.
And loyalty.
And all of Adidas's efforts around sustainability have really solidified their position as a leader in that space.
They've gone from being a sportswear company to a company that stands for something.
It's about more than just selling shoes now.
And it's not just talk. They've set some really ambitious environmental goals, like using 100% recycled polyester in all their products by 2024 and significantly reducing carbon emissions across their supply chain.
Those are some serious goals.
Yeah, and the research we looked at really emphasizes that these goals are backed up by market research. They're not just pulling them out of thin air.
So they're not just greenwashing.
No, they're serious about this.
Yeah.
They're showing consumers that sustainability is at the core of their business strategy.
And that's a powerful message.
It all comes back to understanding your customer, their values, their needs, their concerns. And Adidas has clearly done their homework.
They've made sustainability a core part of their brand identity, and it's paying off.
And they're not stopping there. They're constantly looking for new and innovative, sustainable materials.
Right. Always pushing the boundaries.
And becoming more transparent about their operations.
Which is important for building trust.
And they're finding creative solutions that balance performance with environmental responsibility.
They're really walking the walk.
It's a long-term strategy that's not only good for the planet, but also good for their business.
It shows that doing the right thing can be profitable.
And speaking of making a real impact, there's one statistic from the article that really blew me away.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
Through their Parley Ocean Plastic initiative, Adidas has prevented millions of plastic bottles from ending up in the ocean.
Wow. That's incredible.
I know. And get this, since they started the program back in 2015, they've produced over 30 million pairs of shoes using recycled ocean plastics.
30 million. That's huge.
It's a powerful example of how they're not just talking about sustainability. They're taking concrete action and making a measurable difference.
And all because they listen to their customers.
Exactly. They saw a problem, they saw what people cared about, and they came up with a solution.
It's a great lesson for other companies.
So to wrap it all up, Adidas has really been paying attention to what their consumers want, and especially the growing importance of sustainability and the need for versatile, high-performance apparel.
And they haven't just acknowledged those trends. They've woven them into every part of their business.
From the materials they use to how they interact with their customers to their overall brand message.
And it's clear that their deep commitment to sustainability, which came directly from listening to their customers, has not only benefited the environment, but also strengthened their position in the market.
It's proof that doing good and doing well can go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
Makes you think, doesn't it? When you're out there shopping, how much does a company's commitment to sustainability influence your decisions?
Yeah, it's a factor for a lot of people now.
And what can other industries learn from what Adidas has done? How can they do a better job of listening to their customers and incorporating ethical practices into their business?
Those are great
It's
questions.
something we all need to think about.
For sure.
It's not just about buying stuff anymore. It's about making choices that align with our values.
And supporting companies that are trying to make a positive impact.
And that's a wrap on another deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
It was a pleasure.
Until next time.